Vikings of Valhalla, welcome back to another Manor Lords video. We have a huge update to go through in this video, so grab your shield, sharpen your axe, and fill up your horn, and let's start this read through. If you have not played this game since it first released and you actually start playing because there were so many bugs and it was not playable, I can tell you right now, it's definitely worth checking out this game again, because there's been multiple, this is actually the third main branch update, but there have been multiple test patches and fixes. So this game is definitely playable right now. So after this read-through is done, we're gonna start a brand new series where we're gonna check all this out. And that's gonna be after this video. It's gonna be at the end of this video, so do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss that series. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest with Manor Lords, do not forget to subscribe as well so you don't miss those, because I'm gonna stay up to date and I'm gonna share everything with you guys. So this update, we're gonna start off with the new patch has been released to the main branch, right? Combine the work from two prior beta patches. Below is a brief summary of the most significant changes and a full shacklot right below it. So there's also a note that is basically, if you have a past saved, start a new save, because there's gonna be a lot of bugs if you don't do that. Same with mods. You uninstall all mods. That's not gonna work with this new patch, or the risk for a lot of bugs might occur. So the big thing with the new update is that we now have Unreal Engine 5. The game looks amazing. The game has successfully upgraded to Unreal Engine 5, addressing multiple stability and performance issues, including random crashes during loading screens and resolution changes. So the game actually looks really good, and we're gonna look into that in the next video after this read through. Improved visual with the new I'm not gonna read all this. Basically, it looks better. That's what Unreal Engine does, and it actually works smoother as well. So new gameplay feature. This is also a big update if you haven't played the game since the start, because now we have fishing ponds, which is really cool. So fishing pond system. Fishing ponds may now spawn on the map with new resource node, shoal of fish. Fishermen can now fish at the fisherman huts, and fish multiply during the spring months. Be careful of overfishing as pond freeze in winter. And the new winter fishing branch can be unlocked to extend fishing year around. So this is huge, because if I'm not mistaken, we are getting fishing ponds or berries. If you get berries, you can only get them in the spring and summer, right? And then they don't grow in the winter. We all know that. What with fishing, you can get that all year around. I mean, you have to be careful so you don't overfish, but you can still get fish in the winter, which is another food item you can eat all year around. We're also getting butchers and food spoilage. This is really cool. Makes the game a lot harder with the spoilage. I think so, at least. Butchers can now turn surplus livestock into meat. A new spoilage system has been introduced. Food like fish spoil faster than bread. And new salt deposits can also use to make sausages to reduce spoilage. So that is a cool little detail right there, that some food spoil quicker than others, which kind of makes sense. So this is very realistic, which is really cool. Make the game a lot harder. I can tell you that. And then we're also getting crossbows and hunters, men, mercenaries. And if we played the game with the beta patches, we already tried the crossbows, and they are really, really good. I will say they're much better than the regular bowmen. So crossbows can now be crafted in the Boris workshop and equipped by a militia and the huntsmen. A new ranged mercenary unit. Okay, so we are getting new mercenaries, which is also cool. Don't really use mercenaries that much because I cannot really afford them in the beginning. I can afford them at the end, and I'll just get the regular bows. So we're gonna see if that will change that up in this new series. We also get production limit and reserve. Set production limits for different workplaces and reserves for prioritizing specific resources such as shield or bows. So this is also huge, especially when you start a new city. If you need to prioritize getting a certain item. For example, if you need shield to start your first army, you can prioritize getting all the planks there, for example. Alright, so we have performance and optimizations. So significant CPU optimizations for late game scenarios make large cities run smoother. And this is huge because I feel like I always get problems when I have huge cities late game. And I don't know how it was in the beginning. If you're coming on this video and you haven't played since the first update, let me know if there were a lot of crashes late game, because I don't remember, to be honest. It's been so many updates. I feel like now though it runs better late game, so this is gonna be huge when this even better. Reduce stutter and improves loading times for large save. I can definitely relate to that one, so that's gonna be nice. Multiple optimizations for crowd animations, pathfinding, unit rotations, and I can not pronounce that of surface checks to further improve performance. Okay, so basically just a lot of performance and optimizations, which is gonna make the game a lot better, which is awesome. And then we also get balance changes and bug fixes. Advanced pawn keeping was introduced to increase pawn capacity and limit overfishing. Various balance adjustments to resource node spawning, deposit management, and food spoilage rates. Fixed several crashes and bugs, including deer behavior issues. This has been so annoying, especially when the deer migrate off map. It doesn't make any sense, and you cannot find them. They had to walk for ages to just hunt the deer. So I'm glad that is fixed. Villagers ignoring storage filters, a certain game-breaking edge cases related to save games and building placements. Okay, so that is fixed now. And at the bottom of this as well, I'm gonna show you how many fixes they have made. It's actually insane how many fixes and bug fixes they have done. Alright, so to the Manor Lords community, thank you for continued support and for playing Manor Lords. We appreciate it if you could share your feedback through a Steam review. So here's the thing. I love that we have so much influence over this game. But sometimes I just feel like he's listening to the community a bit too much, you know? He released this game and it was amazing. So we trust your vision, Greg. Like, just make the game you think is gonna be good, because you already did that and we loved it. Because sometimes I feel like he gets a couple comments and he just changes the game because of those small comments, while maybe the majority of us thinks the changes was good before. So I don't know. It's just my thought. Let me know in the comments, because I mean, he made the game that we love, so I definitely trust Greg in that process. I don't really trust 2 or 3 comments that have an opinion. Just because the screen light loud doesn't mean that they know that it's good. So I just wanted to rant a little bit about that. So the Hooded Horse has a sale now, so you can get Manor Lords at 30% off. So go and check that out on Steam, I'm guessing. It doesn't really say it. I'm on Steam now, so I'm guessing it's going to be 30% off, right? So the patch notes. Upgraded the game to run on Region 5. We're not going to go through this because we know the game just looks a lot smoother, a lot better, just cleaner. Food spoilage mechanics. This we do have to get into. Each food type decay a certain rate per month. For instance, fish decay faster than bread. That we know already. Certain buildings affect spoilage. For instance, storing in the granary is better than storing in workplace pantry. This we did not know. This is really good. So that is important that you get, for example, your berries. Get those out of the hut to get to the granary so they don't spoil, because they're gonna spoil quicker in that pantry. Weather events can affect spoilage rates. Droughts make food spoils quicker. So this is more realism, which is really cool. Added drought to impact the spoilage. Yeah, we know that. Added a spoilage multiplier. Difficulty setting to the game setup. Oh, okay. So now we can make food spoil. I'm guessing more. Like, it's gonna spoil quicker to make the game more difficulty. Harder, I guess. I feel like the food is still... we don't need this. The food is so hard already. At least in some playthroughs, I feel like. Especially now with the spoilage. Okay, fishing. Added a new research node, fishing pond, we know that. Made so that pond frees in the winter, we know that. Added a new development branch, advanced pond keeping. Alright, so this new development branch makes it so you can fish all year round. We talked about that before. Added a new food research fish, okay. Added a new workplace, fisherman hunt, we know that. Fishing pond, water levels should lower during droughts. This is cool. Another cool little small future, but really cool. Crossbows. Added a new military resource. Crossbows made in the Borders workshop. Added a new unit type. Light mercenary crossbowmen and militia crossbowmen. Cool. Added a new range lower tier mercenary group. The Huntsmen. And then this is also huge. It's not huge, but to make crossbows you need iron parts. And the iron parts are used or made by an iron slab in the blacksmith. So you can't just make, like we make bows, you can't just take a plank and make a bow. You can't make a bow, you can't just take a plank and make a crossbow, because you need iron parts as well. And iron parts is kind of hard to get, because then you need iron slabs. So it's a lot of work to get those crossbows, but totally worth it because they're really good. So butchers implemented the butcher artisan conversion. Butchers can take surplus sheep and lamb and convert them into meat. So this is another way to get meat, which has been, in my opinion, very hard to get in the game. It's gonna cost you some sheep and lambs, but it might be worth it for your hungry Vikings in your little city, because meat. Well, then we know they love meat, so that's a good feature. Added new deposit salt, and this salt makes it so we can make sausages, right? So sausages, if you have one salt and one meat, you get 2 sausages. And sausages also spoil not as quick as meat does. So with salt, that is actually huge. That's why you want a rich resource of salt when you start a new Let's Play series. Because if you don't get salt, you always have to buy salt to get those sausages. Because otherwise you can do deep mining and you will always get salt. So that's huge to get that rich resource in your playthrough. It is made in the butcher shop and has much lower spoil. Yeah, we talked about that. First butcher shop workshop build will set a sheep and lamb reserve automatically to half of the population in order to avoid butchering the whole flock. Okay, that's good. You can definitely change that later if you wanna butcher less or more. So that's cool. I feel like lambs and sheep. I feel like sheep produce kind of slow, so I don't know how worth it this will be. Unless you start. If you have a good economy, you can buy a sheep, I guess, but I don't know if that's worth it. Advanced skinning development branch doubles the meat from butchers as well. So now you go. If you go down that path with hunting, for example, you also get more meat from the butchers, which is good. Added a new system of producing limit and reserves for workplaces crafting goods. Removed the individual limits and rerouted everything to a new reserve UI in the advanced tab. This way fisherman hunts now also get fishing limits to avoid overfishing. Good. Also pigs. We know that if you watched the channel before, we know that we have pigs already, but we have added those to the main branch now. And if you haven't watched that yet, do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss other Let's Play series, and also stay up to date on Manor Lords. So do not forget to subscribe and like this video if you like these update videos as well. You now have to choose what animal to order, either pig or goats. So when you buy build the animal pen for 2 planks, I'm pretty sure. After that, you have to buy pigs or goats, and they cost you 20 regional wealth each. Whatever you pick. Pigs give you 2 meat every 150 days, and goats give you 1 meat and 1 hide every 150 days. So you obviously get, if you want those hides, go for goats, and if you want more meat, you get pigs. Simple as that. And then you also get the pig sound effect. Nice. Alright, gameplay and balance. Adjustment deposit spotting. Brought rich deposit closer to the starting camp or first spawn, if possible, to make the start a little bit more balanced. Okay, so if you have, for example, rich deposit of berries, they should be closer to your camp, if possible. I don't. Why would it not be possible? I don't. Makes no sense. Malthouse added a pantry to the Malthouse. Malthouse now actually requires refueling. Added a generic storage to the Malthouse since it stores fuel. And then this is huge as well. 1 malt now gives 2 ale. So we have very thirsty Vikings in Manor Lords, right? So we haven't not really checked this out yet in my Let's Play series because we haven't really got it to the production of ale just yet. But I feel like this is gonna be huge because I've been struggling before to get our thirsty Vikings ale. So gonna see how that looks in my next play series after this video. Sheep and lambs. When bought, sheep have a pregnancy counter set to 0 for better predictability of the sheep breeding development branch. A minimum of 2 sheep are now required for breeding to occur. That makes a lot of sense. A sheep pregnancy duration lowered to 145 days, plus minus 1 variable, is currently hidden in the game. So are we getting 1 sheep every 150 days? Because that's, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I was like with the meat. I feel like 150 days is so long, and just depends on how many sheep we're getting, but still, it's like 145 days is a long time. The number of lambs born per region cap increases to a maximum of 2 every 10. Okay, so there it is. We get 2 every 10 days. So no matter how many lambs, or no matter how many sheep you have, you are only gonna get 2 every 10 days. So it doesn't matter if you have 2 or 200. You're only gonna get 2. So because sometimes I felt like I got a lot of sheep to get more lambs quicker, but that doesn't work. So good to know. Communal oven will now require refueling. Good. Okay, so experimental. The bonus research node was removed since most people thought this was a bug. Here is exactly what I was talking about or ranting about before. I love this part because sometimes when you spawn in, for example, you got another node that says wild animals, for example. So you had 2 wild animals in one region. This was so cool. I loved it. And just because he got some comments, maybe he got a lot of comments. I don't know. It's just like he had a thought. He added it to the game. I loved it. And I guess some people didn't. And then he removed it. So yeah, I'm not saying just because I liked it, he should have kept it. But I trust you, Greg. Like, do what you think is best, and keep asking us for like some stuff. I guess he does voting polls on his Discord. I can't see that he did a voting poll on this. I feel like voting polls is the best way for our influence, because then you actually get what most people think, because there are more people voting than actually writing a comment with their opinion. So I feel like don't just read some comments because they thought it was a bug and then removed it. I'm gonna stop ranting. Sorry. Let me know what you think about this in the comment. Maybe it's just me. Since most people expected between 2 to 3 ponds and 2 to 3 salt deposit per map, instead of spawning them as a bonus node from a random pool, fishing pond can now randomly replace berry deposits. So this is what I talked about before. If you get fishing ponds, you won't get berries. If you get berries, you don't get fishing ponds. Same with salt deposit and iron deposits. And let me just see. Yeah, there we go. So iron deposit and salt deposits. So if you get salt, you don't get iron, for example. So if you get a starting region without iron, that's gonna be pretty tough, because how are you gonna make the weapons? Once again, the randomization used a fixed pool to spawn 2 to 3 of those per map, as the players seem to expect. Cool. And then we have some minor changes, right? And I'm gonna show you this because there's a lot of minor updates right here. We're not gonna go through all of those. They are on the Steam website if you want to look at this. We also have optimizations, and here is what I wanted to show you. We have these crash fixes right here, and I'm not gonna go through all of these, but one thing that I just want to have to say this: fixed a crash when deer went startled off map. This was so annoying, but we read about that before. So I feel like most of these, especially all these bug fixes, Jesus, there's so much. All those bug fixes we basically went through before. I'm not gonna go into too deep into that. And same with cosmetics right here. That's the last thing in this update. And you know what? Because I really want to start playing this patch right now. I really want to just download this latest patch and start playing it. And that's what I'm gonna do, because I'm not gonna read through all this any longer. I just want to start playing the game. So if you like these type of update videos on Manor Lords, please leave a like on this video so I know that you like them. Please also write a comment what you are mostly excited for in this new update. And if you want to join the shield wall, grab your shield and press the join button below this video. And if you're excited to see the next Let's Play series where we test out this new main branch patch, you will see it on the screen right now. So keep your axes sharp, and I will see you in the next video.